Hello. Alright there, back making another video again, aren't I? Back making another video. I've been wandering around Butterley Reservoir. It's a gorgeous reservoir. Let's do a quick swivel of the camera just to check it out. Check it. Way. Sweet, 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 sweet. So this is where I've been chilling out. And I'm going to do you a video today. I'm going to do you a video talking about meditation. Obviously, you may have picked up, word on the grapevine is I'm into meditation a little bit. I've been practicing meditation now for about 5, 6, maybe even 7 years on and off, and I've made a lot of mistakes in that time. So in this video, I'm going to share with you a few mistakes that I made as a beginner. Let me just readjust the camera a little bit. Bosh, there we go. Yeah, a few mistakes that I made when I was just getting into this stuff. So hopefully you don't need to make these mistakes. Hopefully you can learn from my mistakes. So tune in, chill out, and let's watch it, shall we? Let's get it going. So I've got 3 mistakes mainly. I've tried to funnel it into 3 mistakes and I've got them all written down here. So the first one is technique and posture. Now when I started meditating, I thought to myself, I got arrogant about it very quickly and thought, oh, all these methods, all this technique and all this correct posture and all this stuff, it's just rooted in religion. And I thought that it was all bullshit. I thought it was needless. I thought sitting full lotus, sitting with your hand like this, with your shoulders squared and your chin up, etc. I thought all this was just like just convention that was imparted by religion that didn't need to be there. I thought you can just meditate in whatever position as long as you're paying attention to your environment and your experience. It doesn't really matter. However, I learned the hard way that this was not the case. This is technique and posture actually does play a large role. And I learned this because it took me about 4, 5, maybe even 6 months to learn this fully. When I was sitting there, shoulders hunched and chin down, and I was meditating like this, and then it happened a fair few times over this period where I'd time it on my phone, like say 30 minutes meditation, and I'd be like this, and then the alarm would go off, and then I'd wake up, and I'd open my eyes, and I'd be like, whoa, I went really deep, man. I went into the ether. I went into the void, dude. I went there, you know. But in actual fact, all I did was fall asleep. I just sat there, shoulders squared, chin down, and thought I was meditating. When and I thought I was having visions, but I was just having like hypnagogic dreams. You know, I was like, you know, and I was like, oh yeah, I went deep. And it took me about 6 months to realise I wasn't meditating. I was sleeping. So technique and posture are super important, so do not neglect those. So sit in whatever posture is comfortable. Sit with an erect and dignified spine, self-supporting as if you're being held by a see-through string from above. Keep your chin up, keep your shoulders squared, and give your room in your lungs give enough room for your lungs to fully expand and contract is my quick advice. But I'll make obviously another video on meditation technique specifically later on down the line. So what have we got next? The second one, this is super important. Now, in our society, we are quite goal-orientated. We want results. We want to do things and see results in the reality that we're living of those actions. However, it's quite a paradox that this mindset, when related to meditation, is an obstacle to actually making progress in meditation. It's kind of a paradox. It took me a long time to wrap my head around this. However, mistake I made, mistake number 2, is being too goal-orientated. Being too attached to certain states and being very time focused with what I was doing. So the goal of meditation, obviously, as I just previously said, being so goal orientated in meditation that you do not connect to the present moment. You see the present moment as just a means to an end in the future. That's the obstacle. However, you will get into meditation initially, as did I, as does everybody, because of some vague dissatisfaction with your current state. Too stressed, not happy, etc., etc., etc. So you get there eventually. However, when you sit there and you meditate and you attach yourself to a certain state of feeling peaceful, of feeling calm, of feeling happy, and you think, that's how I should feel, what happened with me was I realised as I was sitting there that a lot of the time during my meditation sessions I didn't feel that way. And I suffered because I thought to myself, I sat there, I was like, for God's sake, where's this inner peace? Where is it? For God's sake, why am I not peaceful? Why am I not happy? And do you see what's happening? Do you see the paradox? Do you see how in that state I was creating more suffering for myself based on my attitude towards what was happening in the now? So my advice to remedy this mistake is don't be so goal orientated. When you sit to meditate, just be with what is. You may feel restless, you may feel emotional, you may feel anxious, you may feel bored, you may question what you're doing. All these things are part of the human experience. And if you tell yourself, I should be happy, what you're saying is you are dissatisfied with anything else other than happiness. But the reality is, when you sit down to meditate, the majority of times you're not going to be peaceful, you're not going to be happy. It's not going to be positive experience necessarily. Nowadays, for me, meditation, 1 out of about 5, 1 out of about 7 meditations are actually blissful. 1 out of about 6, 7, I would say. The majority are dealing with the human condition and being anxious and all these other things. So don't be so goal-orientated, and just allow yourself to sit with what is your experience, however it decides to present itself to you. Point number 3. Bringing ego into the equation when meditating. Telling yourself that you should meditate for 30 minutes. I should meditate for 40 minutes. And telling yourself that the longer you meditate, the better you're doing. And to tell yourself that the longer you're able to sit in this same position, the better you are. I used to sit in really uncomfortable positions. I can't really sit full lotus. That's the one where you have both the feet on the thighs. I can't sit that way because I've got a bad knee and it hurts my back for some reason. But I tried, and I've made myself sit that way and endure my knee pain, because I told myself subtly, without me really realising it, I had the belief that the more pain I was in, the more I deserved inner peace. Because this is the way humans operate. We think that we will only be happy, we will only be peaceful if we've suffered enough for it. We seem to equate suffering with a reward. But actually, in reality, this doesn't make sense. Sometimes rewards come with no suffering at all. And you don't need to suffer when you meditate. Take ego out of the equation. There need be no suffering. The longer you meditate doesn't correlate with what you're getting out of it. There's been times when I've sat down and meditated for 10 minutes and had some mad realizations about certain things. And some meditations where I've made myself sit for 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and I've got nothing out of it except for a sore back, bad knees, and been pissed off with the experience. So take ego out of the equation. So let's recap. Let's recap these 3 points I've made, shall we? 1, technique, posture, don't neglect it. 2, don't be so goal-orientated and attached to certain states. 3, take the ego out of the equation and just sit with what is. So that was the video. 3 meditation mistakes. I hope that helped. I hope that helped you. If you've got any questions or anything you'd like to add, then stick them in the comment section below. If you like that video, click the thumbs up and show me some appreciation. I want to know if you're watching this, and I want to know if you're actually getting a lot out of it as well. I've had a couple of weeks off this just because I've moved out of London and moved away from London. I'm in the gorgeous Derbyshire countryside again before I shoot off to Australia in a few weeks. So I'm going to now, instead of promise 2 videos a week, I'm going to say between 1 to 2 videos a week. I mean, realistically, no matter where in the world I am or what I'm doing, I can always film at least 1 video a week for you guys. And that's what I intend to do. So that's what's going to happen. So keep an eye out for future videos. If you like the video and you're a newcomer to the channel, click subscribe, guys, as well. And that'd be very nice of you. Take care of yourselves, and if you've got any questions, please do pop it in the comments as well. As I said earlier, I'm happy to answer those too. If you've got any requests for videos, fire those across as well. So take it easy, guys. Peace and presence and inner power to you. Take care. Bye-bye.